open lane, and the emphatic finish.
Ace for three.
No way.
Bank the three.
Run out the other way.
That's one for the highlight.
And he's foul.
Watch for that shot.
And the March Madness now picks up a full head of steam. And tonight, all across the state of Indiana, trophies and championships will be handed out, because tonight is sectional championship night across the state in the Indiana High School Boys Basketball State Tournament. And it's time for North Putnam, the Cougars at 10-15, their first trip to a sectional championship game since they won the title in 2002, and they take on the dominant Cloverdale Clovers, 19-6, the three-time defending sectional 44 champions. Good evening and welcome to South Putnam High School, along with Mike Walensky. I'm Scott McCauley, and it's our pleasure to call the championship game for sectional 44. When you look at the bracket, on one side, it's Cloverdale. I think maybe we expected to see the Clovers here, Mike. On the other side, it's North Putnam, a school, this is hard to believe, since they won their sectional championship in 2002. Over the next 15 years, they won one sectional game. In the matter of this past week, they have won two, and they've found themselves in this title game, and the Cougars are taking on a really good squad in the Clovers.
They have, and you look at the history of the last 2 years between these two ball clubs. Cloverdale knocked out North Putnam last year in this sectional 61-51. The two teams met earlier in the regular season this year in 2018 on January 18th at North Putt, 77-67 for Cloverdale. At Greencastle in the Putnam County Classic in the first game, it was Cloverdale pulled away in a very close one, 51-43. In that ball game, Jalen Moore, the leading scorer in the state, had trouble scoring the basketball and finishing at the rim, Scott. He shot just 6 out of 23. Yet, when things counted, he shot free throws and knocked down a three to give them an 8-point win.
There have been some terrific players throughout this tournament. You're looking on the side for North Putnam at Elliott Gross. On Tuesday, a double-double for the 6'3 junior, 26 points, 11 rebounds, and yesterday in the semis in the win over Covenant Christian, 21 points and 11 rebounds. For Cloverdale, it's always about Jalen Moore, 35 points on Tuesday. He matched a season low with 21 points yesterday in the win over South Putnam in the semis, but yesterday, 11 threes for Cloverdale. 6 players each hit a shot from long range. Our pregame show is brought to you by eVoice Telephone. eVoice Telephone offers popular calling features, including the popular voicemail, call waiting, and caller ID. For more information, visit www.weendeavor.com. Mike, let's take a look at some keys to victory in this sectional 44 championship game.
I think the first thing in this ball game for North Putnam to win the basketball game, they've got to get the ball inside. They've got a height advantage, and they've got to be able to get the ball inside because they need to draw some fouls and get to the foul line. That said, no mas. Jalen Moore. They've got to be able to stop Jalen Moore, and for Cloverdale, they've got to have Jalen Moore productive, not just finishing but distributing, and he does that. We expect that out of him, but he has to continue at a very high level and then runs. In a sectional like this, with the mentality of Cloverdale, having won 3 consecutive sectionals, winning 2 regular season games over North Putnam, how will North Putnam and the Cougars handle the runs of the Cloverdale Clovers? Because as you mentioned, they score baskets in buckets, especially when they start knocking down those threes.
Those keys to victory are brought to you by Endeavor Communications, your hometown telephone provider for over 65 years. We should have a great crowd on hand here at South Putnam High School, the home of the Eagles. Here's a look at how these teams ended up getting here in sectional 44. When you take a look at it, it started on Tuesday night. North Putnam, that 2-point win over Cascade, they trailed by 20 points in the second quarter, came from behind and ended up winning that game. Cloverdale, in a rematch with last year's championship game, pulled away from Monrovia. And you don't ever want to say this about a high school semi, but Mike, yesterday's games, maybe a couple of sleepers. Both South Putnam and North Putnam and Cloverdale, cruise isn't the right word, but both of them were in control, especially in the second half of their games yesterday, to advance to today's championship game.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Cloverdale was all over South Putnam in last night's game, and it gave some of their starters some rest. But I tell you what, Colin McCart's kids are really excited about playing this championship game, and it's a wonderful experience here to see a great following here from North Putnam. You take a look at these fans following their team and a chance to win some hardware.
It's great for this community. It's great for the alumni from North Putnam, because this is the first time since 2002 that the Cougars will play for the championship, and that squad right there, Cloverdale, is looking for their 4th straight Sectional 44 championship. We'll step aside. When we come back, it's the starting lineups and the tip. Championship time across the state of Indiana. You're watching the IHSAA Boys Basketball State Tournament on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
It hits the rim right as the light goes in.
Hogan across the middle, finds the end zone, and touchdown.
Wow.
Denhart looking to throw this time. Going deep down the field, he's got Fusich. Look at this one again.
Time will expire and the Gophers will win.
Is on the board. The North wins 10-7.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit WeEndeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
It's time for high school sectional championship basketball tonight. It's South Putnam High School, sectional 44. The Cloverdale Clovers, led by that man right there, head coach Patrick Rady. 19 wins, 6 losses. They have won 6 out of their last 7 coming into this championship game. The 3-time defending sectional champions. And yesterday for Coach Rady, he picked up his 100th career win in his 8th year at Cloverdale. And he has a terrific squad, a squad that's led by a senior, number 34, Jalen Moore, who's averaging a little more than 37 points per game. On the other side, Colin McCart in his 4th year on the bench for North Putnam. 10-15 on the season, but his team is healthy and peaking in late February and early March. 2 wins this week, and he has his squad in the sectional championship game for the first time since they won it in 2002. The Cougars are wearing their blue uniforms. We take a look at the starting lineups, brought to you by Endeavor Communications. Don't be tortured by technology. Call 1-800-922-6677 or visit www.weendeavor.com for all of your telecommunication and technology needs. There's a look at the Cougars starting 5. Elliot Gross, number 33, a double-double in each of the first 2 games. Trayton Smith, injured hand, missed the last month of the season, has turned into a defensive bulldog and an assist man. And Andrew Pickle can be a wild card with that height. He's someone who can defend and score points in a hurry for North Putnam. And Mike, when you look at the bottom half of that graphic in Cloverdale, number 34, Jalen Moore, you know that he will score points. But in this sectional, number 24, Jake Wilkes, he has been outstanding, beginning with his 22 points on Tuesday night.
He's been fantastic in the starting lineup. North Putnam at the last minute has switched out Chris Murray for James Duncan. So what's interesting, as you mentioned with Wilkes, his ability to knock down threes, but his defensive ability there. As you take a look at Wilkes, number 24, his ability to rebound, that'll be key. Parker Watts will have to run down and play solid defense for Cloverdale. And there's Andrew Pickle. He'll be a key on the inside as North Putnam would like to go inside out with that offense. And if North Putnam had their way, they'd love to have Cloverdale play man-to-man all night long.
Wilkes to jump against Pickle. And the tap alive, controlled by North Putnam in the sectional championship for the first time since 2002. It's the longest drought for any school in this sectional. Cloverdale 3 straight sectional championship games. Cloverdale in their white uniforms, North Putnam in the blues.
Shot selection critical in this ball game for North Putnam. They want to get the ball in the hands of Elliott Gross and Pickle. If the Duncan brothers are going to be forced to shoot the ball, as they do, sometimes they're on and sometimes they're off, and this time James Duncan is on, but I think they'd love to have Elliott Gross handling the basketball most of the time and doing the load of the scoring.
Here's Jalen Moore with the basketball, turns into an open 3. Cloverdale was so good yesterday at the three-point shot, hitting 11 threes, including 5 in the opening quarter to pull away early against South Putnam.
Cougars are a really good rebounding team. There was a lot of one-and-done shots in the semifinal game against Covenant Christian. They did a really good job on the glass, and it took all 5 Cougars to really accomplish that last night.
Plus 16 in the rebounding age the advantage yesterday. Trying to get it inside to Gross, cannot get it there. There's Duncan to Pickle, and they'll swing it around out top and be patient. Here's Smith. It's the roll. Excellent start right now for North Putnam.
Good ball movement as Cloverdale was trying to double down on Gross and allowed Smith to take the turn to the bucket, and he did a good job of finishing.
Boy, Jake Wilkes, he is now 8 of 10 from beyond the arc in this sectional.
Very important for confidence for Cloverdale to get out and shoot the ball from the perimeter for fellows other than Jalen Moore, and for Wilkes to knock it down, that's a real plus for Coach Rady's ball club.
Here's Smith. He has an injured right hand. That has forced the right-hander to shoot left-handed. Pickle puts up a 3. Oh, my! Andrew Pickle.
Yeah, Pickle, the big guy, taking it from downtown, pulling the Clovers out of that defense.
Moore with contact. It's a tough shot. Good defense on number 34, but he's able to hit his first bucket. Pickle baseline. And the first miss for North Putnam.
Good sign, though, for North Putnam. Take the basketball aggressively to the rim. That's where you draw fouls. You get a lot of good shots. That shooting percentage goes way up.
Off the mark, rebound on the weak side by Caleb Duncan.
And again, when you have 5 players playing out offensively, hard to hit the glass.
An 8-5 start for North Putnam, and Elliott Gross has only touched the ball for a second before giving it up and passing it to a teammate. He has a double-double in the first 2 games. He's trying to fight down on the block. They lob it into Gross, but stripped away. Good help defense on the backside. Moore in the open court, 1 against 4. Off the mark, and another rebound for the Cougars.
Not a good shot for Jalen Moore because he was off balance there. Wilkes on the defensive end doing a good job of fronting the post on Elliott Gross.
Moore just jumped in the lane, and he's fouled on the way up. Caleb Duncan with the personal. A lot of really good energy in the gym. You can see the energy on the floor as these teams go at it. And one of the top free throw shooters in the state heads to the line. Duncan was on him the whole way.
Yeah, that's a good foul, and it's not intentional. He was trying to go for the ball, but Jalen Moore was sealing him off with the body as he does quite often, doing a nice job. And when he gets to the foul line, he's deadly.
He is now 18 of 21 at the free throw line in this sectional. 86% on the year. The 3rd most free throws made in the United States. And coming into this game, he is now 13th in the state of Indiana in all-time points. And he pulls his club to within 1 with the 2 free throws.
And they can score points in bunches as they were just down 8-3.
Nice pass by Gross. And a turnover on the block by Trayton Smith.
That's a good call. A little pressure underneath by Winders forced Smith to drag the pivot foot. Good call by the officials. We've had really good officiating here at South Putnam in this sectional.
This is the sectional 44 championship game. Cloverdale looking for their 4th straight title. Good defense. You need to close out on these Cloverdale shooters inside through traffic. Parker Watts could not make the bucket. Up ahead, Duncan steps into a three. Well, the Duncan brothers now each have hit one from behind the line.
That did it in rhythm. When they shoot the ball in rhythm from the perimeter, they're pretty good.
Off the mark. And an offensive rebound, a rare sight against this North Putnam team.
Cloverdale's Jay Kelly down on the right wing has been open most of the game. They're just going to have some good shots there as Elliott Gross comes out.
And Kelly threw it away.
Again, I think North Putnam is the select defensive team in this field, and they're causing some problems early on for the Clovers as the freshman Kelly checks in for the upperclassman Kelly.
Number 10 has hit a three in each of the first 2 games of this sectional tournament.
Yeah, Nolan Kelly's been really good offensively, and he's pretty scrappy defensively for freshman number 10.
Smith spins, and another traveling violation. Well, this is an unusual spot for North Putnam. A first quarter lead. They fell behind by double digits on Tuesday. At one point trailed by 20 in the second quarter, and yesterday they fell behind by 8 early points against Covenant Christian. But in each of the last 2 games, it has been lopsided, dominant third quarters for North Putnam. Extra effort, Wilkes could not hit the shot after getting the offensive rebound. Here's Gross sprinting to the hoop.
Well, that was a freshman mistake because Nolan Kelly at his back turn did not find the basketball. Probably should have cut off Gross.
More short trying to answer. Gross up ahead. All alone is Duncan.
James Duncan on the breakaway. Now, Scott, it looks like he took an extra step towards the bucket. He got away with one there. But North Putnam and the Cougar faithful are charged.
Here's an 8-point lead right now for North Putnam, and you force Cloverdale to call the timeout. And James Duncan now has 2 buckets. He hit the opening 3 of the game, and number 10 just hit a breakaway layup. This are the threes. Here is the layup by Gross, and then Gross ends up getting a rebound and kicking it out on the breakaway to Duncan. Here's the thing about James Duncan. He was 1 for 8 on Tuesday. Since that game, he is now 6 of 8 from the floor. He hit a huge three-pointer yesterday in the third quarter, scoring 9 second-half points. And number 10, the 5'9" junior, is off to a good start here tonight.
And what that means is not only do things go well offensively, but it really boosts that defensive energy. And North Putnam already is a pretty good defensive player. Now, for Cloverdale, you see Jalen Moore has not been very aggressive with the basketball. I see him really starting to take the ball to the hole as the game progresses.
This looks like a box and one defensively. They're throwing at Cloverdale right now. Smith is chasing Moore, and everyone else is staying in front of their man. And Pickle took some steps, and Colin McCart does not like that call at all.
It's a tough call against the Cougars there, but the Cougars are doing a good job forcing Cloverdale to be a jump shooting team, and they are just not finding range here like they did in the first 2 games in the sectional.
That's 3 traveling violations now against North Putnam.
And yet the Cougars are up by 8 points.
They had 19 turnovers yesterday in the win against Covenant Christian. Wilkes attacks, fouled, and an opportunity at the 3-point play.
You draw a foul on the big guy, Pickle. That's a good sign for Cloverdale because you need to force him into foul trouble to minimize that height inside. Wilkes very aggressive, going to the basket for a chance for 3.
He now has 37 points in this sectional. Make it 38. He had the big game 22 and 9 rebounds in Tuesday's win. Caleb Duncan to Smith, guarded by the freshman. Here's Gross, guarded by Wilkes.
Pickle doing a very good job tonight, moving away from the basketball, playing on the high post against Winders.
They're keeping Gross on the outside. Now he'll cross over, lean in. Strong finish by number 33.
That crossover was exceptional. Created great space there for Gross and another easy bucket for the Cougars.
Pump fake by the freshman, and then he splashes in his 3rd 3 here in this sectional tournament.
Cloverdale down by just 4 points, and yet North Putnam's been turning the ball over with regularity in this contest. This will be an interesting game here as it develops in the first period.
Pickles already hit 1 3. Can't get the roll. Rebound will be called, and the foul on the rebound on Caleb Duncan. Now that will be his second personal foul. And Colin McCart heads to his bench. Chris Murray stands up, and he will come in for Duncan. So a good ball handler and a really good defensive player now picks up the second foul for North Putnam. Parker
Watts listed at 6 foot. Not quite sure if he's 6 foot, but he does a real good job with position under the basket. Got a good rebound to draw the foul.
Here's an open 3 off the mark. Rebound by Andrew Pickle. You see the time, under a minute to play, first quarter. North Putnam in the sectional championship game for the first time since they won it in 2002. Cloverdale looking for their 4th straight sectional championship. And beating Pickle to the block was Nick Winders. He intercepts the pass. Moore, open court. Left-handed layup is good.
Jalen Moore was not able to finish in that February 8th victory over North Putnam at the rim. That time he did. He went uncontested for an easy 2.
Now it's only a 2-point lead for North Putnam, trying for the final shot. They want to get it to Gross. Stolen away, Wilkes. And Wilkes misses it. The putback is not there. And there's no whistle. Plenty of contact on the shot. And the first quarter, an energetic first quarter, comes to a close. North Putnam with the slim 2-point lead after the first 8 minutes of high school basketball tonight. You're watching the sectional 44 championship game on the ISC Sports Network.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
We head to the second quarter in the sectional 44 championship game, sponsored by Endeavor Medical Alert. Help your loved one live independently with Endeavor Medical Alert. Contact your loved one or call emergency help 24/7 through the wireless two-way voice pendant. The system is easy to use and works with your landline telephone. Call 1-800-922-6677 for more details. 5 different Cougars have scored for Colin McCart's North Putnam team. 3 different players have scored for Cloverdale.
My thought is, coming into the second period, can North Putnam continue to create this energy? Can they continue to move well without the basketball and take good shots?
They left Nolan Kelly all by himself in the corner.
And Cloverdale has seemed to hit a level now that we haven't seen in this ball game. They're starting to move the basketball, take better shots, and turn North Putnam over.
An 8-0 run right now for Cloverdale. Backdoor cut. Pickle couldn't handle it. Moore, stutter. The freshman again.
He's on fire. Nolan Kelly, another 3. Talked about runs, Scott. How can North Putnam handle these runs, and will they be able to respond as Cloverdale shows they can put buckets in a hurry?
One of the biggest smiles on the face right now in that Cloverdale huddle at this timeout is Jalen Moore. Here's the first 3 that opens up this second quarter. And on this next one, Jalen Moore finds the freshman again. And then Jalen Moore has a huge smile on his face as he was slapping Kelly on the back all the way to the timeout. Because at one point, Jalen Moore was a freshman on the court playing in a sectional championship game. He knows that feeling, that energy level, and that excitement. And the senior, even though he averages 37 a game, also averages 4 assists per game. And he found the freshman, and he's hot.
It's really a sensational thing to see the state's leading scorer be so unselfish during the course of the season. He's always willing to get the basketball where it needs to go, and that just raises that confidence level of these youngsters. And then, as you see, having that senior put his arm around his back is really a positive thing for Cloverdale. Now, North Putnam needs to come back and score some buckets. They need to get back in this ball game offensively. and hang in there.
Good screen by Gross. Smith with that right hand that's so heavily taped is able to get the scoop shot. That stops an 11-0 Cloverdale run. Off the mark. He was looking for 4 straight.
Good job by North Putnam cutting off Jalen Moore. They did not allow him to penetrate deep inside. Jalen was forced to give up the basketball. Smith doing a good job, Scott, handling the ball up top for the Cougars.
If Nolan Kelly hits that 3, the green on the other side of the court might have blown the roof off of this gymnasium. Smith, watch, shooting with his left hand because that right hand of his is still injured. He's naturally a righty, but he pulled up and shot it with his left-handed. Moore spins, contact, and gets the bucket.
That is just a all-star move right there. Very few kids at the high school level can make that spin shot and send that teardrop over the 6'6" outstretched arms of Pickle. Good job.
So far, Elliot Gross has been quiet. He has the basketball now. James Duncan kicks it. Jalen Moore. The defense by Smith. Tremendous defense by Smith. Wilt steps into a 3.
That's huge. That gets the crowd going again for Cloverdale. They turned a 5-point swing there, getting the steal and then the 3-pointer. Great defense, though, by Smith to force Jalen Moore's shot off the mark.
That is 5 threes now in the first half for Cloverdale. Gross tied up. Finds Smith, not there. Gross again. Pickle. And we'll have a foul on the floor on Nick Winders. That is some aggressive, physical play inside. And you have to keep your cool. You cannot be frustrated. Both of these teams are really banging down low on the rebounds.
Boy, they are. And Jake Wilkes, number 24 for Cloverdale, showing some hops. He's going up top, fighting for those rebounds, swatting a couple shots away. And I like the fact that Andrew Pickle's really battling and on the floor, showing some energy for the Cougars in tonight's basketball game.
First foul on Nick Winders, first team foul on Cloverdale. Duncan, high arcing 3 off the mark. Pickle could not get the rebound, and then running in to Chris Murray is Jalen Moore, and Murray is called for the blocking foul.
And that's a good thing for North Putnam that there was a foul there, because Jalen Moore had an uncontested 3-on-1 there. There would have been a bucket there for the Clovers as Coach Colin McCart looks on, and he's shaking his head, but frankly, he benefited from that foul there.
4 team fouls now on North Putnam. Wilkes pass intercepted by Gross. Good job for Cloverdale to get back. Gross took an extra step on his way to the hoop.
Wow. I thought for a minute there Elliot Gross was going to draw a foul from Jalen Moore, but as you mentioned, he took that extra step, and the officials are doing a nice job calling this basketball game.
26-19, Cloverdale on top. 5 threes already in the game for the Clovers. This man has 3 of them. Now give him 4.
Absolutely beautiful shot from the right wing. Great rotation, not enough pressure. He had given a lot of space. Nolan Kelly doing a good job setting up, and Moore, another assist, another dime.
Nolan Kelly owns that spot on the hardwood. Ball stripped away from Pickle, and then Pickle carries it out of bounds.
And it's the defense that's really turning things around for Cloverdale right now. At one point, the Clovers were down 8-3, and look at this, now up by 10.
This is now a 19-2 run for Cloverdale. Step back and a traveling violation on Moore. Little extra hop on the step back and the drag. So a rare turnover for Cloverdale in this first half.
And the officiating working both ways. Again, doing a really good job calling this action out. And you notice, Scott, that Jalen Moore is giving Trayton Smith plenty of space up top.
Knowing that he's playing with that injured hand.
Now he's decided to put a little pressure on him.
And he'll pick up the personal foul. Jalen Moore in this tournament, about once, maybe twice a game, he'll turn up that defensive intensity and pick up a foul out near half court. He knows he can do it, and the foul doesn't bother him. It's as if you send a little message that you will guard you tight.
Yep.
And when he turns up that intensity, he can turn a pass like that, deflect it into quick points. Smith hangs, left hand scoop, not there. Good follow though by Andrew Pickle.
And Andrew Pickle is playing a really good game, keeping the Cougars within striking distance here, being aggressive.
Nolan pump fake out to Wilkes. Wilkes, contact, no call. And did it go off of Gross? They're going to say that it did.
Yeah, that's a good call. Elliott Gross got a piece of the basketball, went out of bounds. Good solid defense by the senior.
Here's Pickle's putback.
Yeah, Pickle running inside. Jake Kelly missed the check out there, and he got an easy tip.
Wilkes, pump fake, drives in and draws contact as he twisted to his side. Pickle picks up the personal.
That is a big foul on North Putnam there. His second. And as you mentioned, Wilkes kind of slid in there sideways and somehow found body contact.
He forced the issue. Jake Wilkes now in double figures with 10 points. Nolan Kelly, the freshman, leads Cloverdale with 12. That is a new career high for him. And it comes in the sectional championship game. Lead back up to 10 for Cloverdale. They have outscored North Putnam 21-4 over this run. Pickle, shot might have been blocked. Rebound by Wilkes. Here's Moore.
Wilkes again got a deflection on that block.
Moore with the scoop, too strong. Rebound by Chris Murray. And then there's Moore in the backcourt. And he will head to the line to shoot two. And that one is on Murray. That will be his second.
Moore just a little bit extra effort in the backcourt after he forced that shot inside. There's a look there as gets the body on the hip, and he came down pretty hard. Looks like he's okay. You
have to be strong with the basketball in the rebounding department. You see it so much when a player, after they miss the shot, if they hang with it and the player rebounds the ball and just relaxes for a moment, you can lose possession and it turns into a turnover and a point-blank opportunity underneath the hoop.
And Scott, how did Cloverdale get into this 11-point lead? I mean, North Putnam had this ball game in control throughout the entire first period, and just all of a sudden, Cloverdale changes, particularly with the shooting of Kelly from the wing.
It was a 17-10 North Putnam lead. And then North Putnam had a couple of costly turnovers as Cloverdale finished the first half on a 5-0 run. And in the second quarter now, they have been red hot on an 18-4 pace in this second quarter. And the hard part has been Caleb Duncan is on the bench for this entire quarter with those two fouls. Pickle lost it. Another turnover for North Putnam. They are really starting to add up for the Cougars. Moore pulls up for three.
And Moore knew that he had plenty of space there. Trayton Smith was backing up the whole way, and he just nailed it.
7 threes now for Cloverdale. Smith dumps it to Gross. Cannot hit it. Rebound by Wilkes.
The pressure is now starting to get to North Putnam, and it has a lot to do with the way Cloverdale is playing defense tonight.
Jalen Moore. Unbelievable.
Look out, here come the Clovers.
Back-to-back threes. That's a crossover step-back three for Moore.
At this point, anytime Elliott Gross gets the ball, for the most part, it's on the wing, it's not inside anymore. And it's very difficult for him to operate, as you see Wilkes doing a really nice job locking him down. Parker Watts also on Pickle. Interesting matchup on the wing.
Smith leans in, cannot hit the shot. Gross with the putback. Just 6 points in the second quarter for North Putnam. Moore loses the ball on the way up.
Another good job by Elliott Gross, standing up vertically, getting the block.
Duncan, nice pass to dump it off to Pickle.
Well, now there's a little bit of momentum developing for North Putnam. But they need to come up with a big stop here defensively, maybe get some momentum going into halftime here.
Jalen Moore starting to feel it.
Oh my!
That is three straight triples.
He's owning it right now. Oh my goodness.
Well, the state's leading scorer, not disappointing in the sectional championship game. Steele, here's Moore in the open court. Moore against the Cougars, and one.
What a great play by Jalen Moore. He is so good at getting to the rim. Even though Trayton Smith was bearing down, there was body contact, and it looked like a wrestling match there. Look at this.
Nothing Trayton Smith can do.
What a show this young man is putting on right now.
And now coming off the bench will be Caleb Duncan, the starter, back in the lineup after taking those 2 personal fouls in the first quarter. Jalen Moore looking for his 16th point in this second quarter. He has 21 for the first half.
Tremendous effort by Jalen Moore.
45 first half points for Cloverdale. They have outscored North Putnam in this second quarter, 30-8. The Cougars have been waiting for this moment since 2002, back in the sectional championship game in Cloverdale in this second quarter. Has just completely zapped the energy from North Putnam. A 30-point second quarter will do that, and number 34 now with 22 points, 16 in this quarter.
It's been a fantastic show by Moore, and it really has helped his team. All 4 other players are playing extraordinarily well tonight, including Wilkes there. He has rebounded, blocked shots, knocked down shots, and now Cloverdale, last shot.
Yes, but the question is, how far does Jalen Moore shoot it from? It will be Wilkes at the horn.
Oh my!
Cloverdale closes out the first half with a flurry. And the 3-time defending sectional champions put their stamp on this championship game. Jalen Moore, after hitting 3 straight threes, gives it up, and Wilkes hits his 3rd 3 of the first half. Cloverdale absolutely dominant, and they lead at the half 48-25.
Worried your family isn't protected at home? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eShield Security Solutions. With Endeavor eShield Security Solutions, peace of mind comes from knowing your family and your business are safe. We also provide internet, television, wireless, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Again? I'm going to miss the big game.
Troubled by your TV provider? Endeavor is here with eTV. With Endeavor's television service, there's no need to worry about a thunderstorm or whether your satellite dish is pointed in the right direction. We also provide internet, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
I'm Scott McCauley along with Mike Walensky. Welcome back to South Putnam High School, home of the Eagles and the sectional 44 championship game. And North Putnam was ready to party like it was 2002, the first time the Cougars have made their way to the sectional championship game, and same old for Cloverdale.